Hello and happy Ehlers-Danlos month. Okay. I want to talk more about brain injury and employment with brain injury and why, again, we are having the troubles that we're having. Okay. First of all, you have to understand why I'm a little obsessed with this, because I was a type A personality. I am a type A personality. And when I got diagnosed and I was told, you have a brain injury and it's a big enough brain injury that you will never work in the capacity that you did before. And I didn't take that very well at all. I thought, no, that's not gonna happen to me. I will work again. You don't have that right to tell me that's not gonna happen. So I set out to work again, and so that was when I was 33, and I'm gonna be 50 this year. So we'll see what happens. I'm not done yet. So, anyways, here I go. I'm gonna see if I can get the whole province back to work. Let's see what happens. So, what the medical community is doing is miraculous. They are making it so. It used to be on average about 1%. That 1% of people with brain injury would survive, like the big crash victims and or people that took a stroke, or and so the research and the medical community has come to our rescue and is now saving 30 years later, a good 5 to 10%. So it depends on which association you talk to, the brain of Canada or Saskatchewan or New Brunswick or Nova Scotia. Everybody's a little different, right? So it depends on who you talk to, but as to how many people are surviving. Some people it's 10%, some people it's 5%, some people it's whatever. But whatever it is, it's a whole lot more than 1%. And so what it is that that's wonderful. But as a community, we need to catch up. So our associations are doing education on all of this and awareness, which is fantastic. And we are looking at mental health because it's the biggest injury there is to the body. So it's a big one to overcome. We have to overcome it. And so for everyone going into an injury, we're all very individual. And so as individuals, we heal differently, and it takes us a different timeline of healing, and it depends on what the injury was to begin with as to how long it takes to heal. So with those different timelines, we don't know with our different injuries and with our different personalities and with the different skills we had to begin with, what is it that we can do when we're all done healing with that injury? And we're never done healing. You always will heal because of neuroplasticity. So everyone's rehabilitation will be different. Everyone's. So this is one heck of a rehabilitation. So the health community is done after about 2 to 3 years. And then the employment agency doesn't start until you figure out what it is you can and cannot do. So what it is you can and cannot do can take a couple of years for some people, and it can take up to 20 years to a lifetime for others. So that's a really giant gap. And that's a really difficult gap for some people that don't see an invisible injury that 80% of people have an invisible injury. 80% of people with a brain injury are under 40, and it's invisible. And of those 80%, 90% of those are women who never go back to work right now, and 70% of them are men that never go back to work. That's just too many. So, with that huge gap between Medicare and potentially never, ever, ever, ever going back to work, I think we can cut those numbers down. I think we can. Big gap.